Hi, this is Freddie Kluth, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about inner child work and connecting with your younger parts. So if you like this video, please subscribe, share it, comment, all that stuff. I just love because I love to get in dialogue with all of you about what your experiences are with this kind of stuff. So inner child work isn't something that's like one and done. Inner child work is often something that we have to kind of keep going back to, depending on what these internal feelings that we're tracking are that are going on. So I want to talk to you about somebody who is very near and dear to my heart, which is this guy, right? So this guy is me when I was about 16 years old. And he's in this picture, you look at him, this is probably the mid 80s. So mid 1985, maybe a little bit earlier. So just so you get a little context, I am the same age as the kids in Stranger Things, somewhere between Nancy and Dustin. Nancy even went to Emerson College, where I went to, which is really fun little trivia thing. She has in one shot in the later seasons, she actually has an Emerson College t-shirt on, which is really fun. But we're not talking about Nancy. We're not talking about Stranger Things. We're talking about this guy. What is this guy interested in? He's, probably still interested in Dungeons and Dragons, but not playing as much. To give you a little context, this is probably when the big satanic scare starts, maybe a little bit after this. But at this point, the guy is super cute, really nice guy, but really kind of not finding himself in the world. And he's got a lot of different interests, which are not what a lot of his other friends are interested in. He's really interested in like mythology and religion and spirituality and creativity and comic books and Dungeons and Dragons and things like that. But a lot of his friends aren't interested in it. Like he's not very interested in sports. He's not very interested in kind of mainstream culture, and he's a little bit lost about that. He grew up in Jersey, and that's kind of a challenge for him. So what do we do about that, right? Like if I could go back in time and talk to him and tell him, what I think he should be doing, right? Or really just loving him for who he is and what he was going through and being there for that part of me that still comes up. And how does that come up? So this was the 80s, right? And this was like the big boom of capitalism in America. And everybody was like saying, oh, you got to get a good job. You got to go and, go into be a lawyer or, have a career that makes a lot of money. And I wasn't interested in that kind of stuff. I was interested in art and creativity and all the other kinds of things that don't make money. And I had an artist soul. So a lot of this thing was like this idea of selling out and all that kind of stuff was up for me. I had a girlfriend at one point who wanted me to run away with her to Philadelphia. And I said, I'm going to college. I'll die in Philadelphia. I can't go live in a squat in Philadelphia. And she said, if you do that, you're going to end up working in advertising. And I said, I'm not going to work in advertising. That's awful. 20 years later, what am I doing? I'm working in advertising. A good way to support my family in some ways, right? But it was also just like killing me, like literally killing that part of me that's an artist that um that couldn't deal with it, right? Like felt like a sellout and really it was really hard for me to hold those things in my body because I wanted to be living a life that I wasn't living, right? That person that's really into, spirituality and religion and holding space for people and helping people transform their lives and really living this kind of life of my purpose, which I knew back then on some level, but didn't have the ability to get that reflected in my life. And now here I am, finally aligning some of these pieces and finding this really joyful place in my life. And, some things still need to fall into place, but I'm living the life that I wanted to live when I was 16. And that doesn't mean that the 16-year-old was wrong or how could, that 16-year-old knew something. And the culture and all these other kind of things got in the way and to really go back and be like, you were right. That part of me was right. That eternal kind of part of me knew what was going on. And if I had the wherewithal, what would I tell him to do? I would tell him that your tribe is coming, right? You're going to meet the right people in your life. You're going to meet an amazing woman who is going to really get you and really support you. You are going to learn really good habits and go to great schools like the Helix training program and really find your tribe and find people that think the way you do, not exactly the same as you, but the way you do, and really embrace your creative kind of way of thinking, and that's okay. And it doesn't mean you need to work in advertising and make TV commercials. And if you do, God bless you. If that brings you joy, more power to you. But for me, that wasn't right. What I needed to be doing was helping people find their true purpose, helping people connect deeply with themselves and not only their selves, meaning their spiritual selves, their physical selves, their creative selves, like really helping people do that. That is what I'm here to do. And I'm so excited about doing it. So, looking if I could go back and I could bring that guy here, let's bring him up again. Bring this guy onto, into my world right now and say, hey, bro, um, you did a great job. You are awesome. You were right. You were right all along. Right all along about everything. Wouldn't that be beautiful? So that is my message for today. Again, if you like this, follow me. And if you need support, connecting with your inner selves, reach out. But like, I'd love to see pictures of what you looked like when you were that age or what that younger part of you was like when you were, 14, 16 years old. That would be awesome. So love to our inner children and thank you. Bye.